Hey, Pete.
Hey, man.
How hot are you scale of 1 to 10 right now?
11 AF.
I'm Adam Maness.
And I'm Peter Martin.
And you're listening to the You'll Hear It podcast.
Daily jazz advice coming at you.
I'm so sorry, listeners, that we're still talking about how hot it is in here, but it's so hot.
Are we getting a little delirious? A little, what do you call it? Woozy?
I got to play tennis in like an hour.
You're going to be warmed up
I
for that
don't know how
game.
I'm going to do it, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm already sweating so much.
I know. This is crazy.
We just ran out of water.
Man, we were talking about abundance and scarcity the other day. I think I'm going to change my mindset.
All right, let's get to it. Before we get into it, though, go to openstudiojazz.com to check out all of our courses on our brand new lightning fast platform. Brand new features.
Yes.
Check out the Jazz Piano Jumpstart. This is, I would say, definitely a hit of our new courses. It's for novice jazz pianists. If you're like a bass player and you've always wanted to be a better pianist,
yes,
it's for you.
It's for everybody.
For
truly.
everybody. It's really affordable. $77, 7-week jumpstart, guided practice routines, workbook. There's a whole bunch of quizzes. We got a lot of stuff on it.
And look, all of our courses have a 14-day satisfaction guarantee. So you have, and this is one of those guarantees. It's like, bam, you want your money back? Bam, we're bringing it to your house. We will hand deliver your cash back to us. No, we probably won't.
We will not do
that.
Well,
we'll give it back to you however you gave it to us.
Yeah,
but I
right.
mean, we get so few returns. The only thing we really get is people being like, oh, this course is too easy for me. Can I do the other one?
Yeah, totally
and
cool.
So, but either way, if you want to, no questions asked. It's not like you got to call me personally and then I got to consider it. So we want everybody happy, and we think you will be happy with Jazz Piano Jumpstart.
All right, so today we got a speak pipe.
Yes, let's listen.
Check out this speak pipe. It's from Jack.
Hi, Peter. Hi, Adam. Love your podcast. Listen every day. They're fantastic. 7 stars. I was wondering if you could list the 7 best solos that you each have copied that have really helped your playing or your vocabulary. Once again, great job. Thanks for your podcast. Love them.
Great question, Jack.
Yes, thank you, Jack, and thanks for the love. Thanks for the kind words. I mean, this is cool. So, best solos you've copied, most influential, and have helped our playing. I mean, look, we probably both could, when we were talking about this, could come up with 20 or so.
And
so these are somewhat random, but I mean, they're definitely on the more important scale, I think, for both of us.
Agreed.
Let's start it off. I'll start with McCoy Tyner, Lonnie's Lament from the album Crescent. I love this solo. Very influential on me because I probably spent more time on this solo learning the left hand, the right hand. It's not the most complex solo, but it's got some stuff in it. But it's just the architecture on this solo is so genius that I can't tell you how much it's affected my playing. Not only like the specific things that I learned to do in it, but just like how to tell a story as a jazz pianist, like within that kind of classic quartet situation. And I think McCoy did it so many times, is still doing it today. But that solo, because it's the one that I learned, it's been the most influential on me. There's probably a day doesn't go by that I don't think about it or reference it in some way.
It's a fantastic solo. And we should say that we will have, check the description here, we'll have a Spotify playlist for you, for those of you on Spotify with all these solos. My number one here is Keith Jarrett's Autumn Leaves from the Live at the Blue Note. I think it was the box set that I used to have as a kid. And it's a long solo. And then there's even a solo at the end where they go into this groove thing.
Right.
And it's
like second solo.
Exactly. I mean, it was so influential in like his ability to combine modern jazz piano language with bebop, with like pop language.
Yeah. Clarity.
The clarity, the technique, the short, beautiful, like it's like a solo filled with like 1,000 short, beautiful phrases.
Wow.
Just each one building off the other until there's like this, epic Keithish climax.
Jarrett had such what an intersection of just pianism. Is that a word?
It is now, buddy.
Yeah, pianism and creativity.
Totally.
I mean, everybody, all these people are going to be amazing, of course. Yeah. But I mean, I always think of that with him, that intersection. Now, did you learn that solo, or was that just one that you?
I think I did learn it. I think I could probably play some of it now, but it's long, and it's one of those too where like I started it. I was definitely more in the beginning. I think I was in high school, and I started it thinking like, oh, this is a easy sounding solo.
Yeah.
Right? And then you get
At
into
the beginning,
it.
it was.
Yeah. And then you get into it and you're like, oh no.
Yeah. But you know what? I think that's cool. Like, I don't preach that. We don't preach that here and in general enough, but I want folks to know there's nothing wrong with learning half a solo or a third of a solo.
No,
like,
or
you
4 bars of a solo, whatever you can get.
You can. I mean, when you go on a deep dive, sometimes that's great. And like the Lonnie's Lament I did because I was just obsessive at that time. But to me, it's even getting to be like that with books. I've been reading so much more than ever because I actually have not been afraid, especially like nonfiction stuff. I'm not afraid to like only read a third of a book.
Put it down.
Get what I want. Yeah, I can come back or just jumping to the places because, beginning to end, yeah, of course, if you can, but it's not always necessary.
Agreed. All right, number 3, what do you got?
Number 3, I've got Charlie Parker's Now's the Time.
Who?
Now's the Time.
Who?
Charlie Bird Parker.
Never heard
Kansas
of
City,
him.
Kansas. So, like, this solo, again, is just so influential because melodically, like, when I learned this solo, and I learned a couple of Charlie Parker solos, but that, boo-doo, boo-boo-doo, boo-boo-dee-doo-boo-dee, ding, ding, ding. The simplicity.
I hear it at every jam session.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, and I'm a little bit ashamed that it's the one, but it just, the way he played that, like, that's what really taught me how to swing, or was one of the big parts. There's other ones too, but it just had a huge outsized influence on me.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so my second one is the number 4 here is Herbie Hancock solo on Actual Proof. Rhodes solo, absolutely, unbelievably, ridiculously, courageously beautiful.
Yes.
And funky, and fits perfectly with the craziness that's happening underneath.
Yeah.
And just so grooving. And I still rip some of those lines, some of the Herbieisms.
And everybody else.
Every single gig. Yeah.
No, it's great stuff. And I mean, talk about the like Herbie was such that period, I mean, always, he's still doing this, but it's like the intersection of just straight funk and crazy stuff.
Yep.
Like, he really defined how to do that as a piano. I mean, not just him, but I always think about him as one.
Textures and language, and it's all mixed together.
Yep,
It's great.
Yep. Okay, so number 5, we have Art Tatum's Willow Weep for Me. And I put this is one that I never learn the whole thing just because I'd probably still be working on it now. The solo piano version from Piano Starts Here. I love this way he arranges, so I learned, a big part of the whole kind of first chorus or whatever in the intro. But again, like, that kind of gave me so many ideas structurally on how to play solo piano, the possibilities for playing these kind of tunes that are very traditional. And it's Art Tatum. So I mean, like, it really,
Can't go wrong.
It stretched my growth mindset for like what the piano could do and what even
what
I
you
could do.
Sure.
Yeah. Because I mean, a lot of times it's easy to be like, oh my God, that stuff's unplayable. And it is, like Art Tatum. But if you Art Tatum put his pants on just like we did, one leg at a time.
I think I went in for Art Tatum on Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I transcribed a little. I don't think I did the whole thing, but it was one of these things of you start to believe, I think I can do this.
I can fly.
I think I can fly.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Little boys and girls, the age 8 to 12, you can fly.
But sometimes you just
Key
got to
and peele.
go for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my next one, number 6, is Chick Corea's solo on Matrix. This is the first track of Now He Sings, Now He Sobs.
Yeah.
I was just in love with the sound he was getting out of the piano on this whole record.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe when I first heard it because I'd been listening to like a lot of Oscar Peterson and Bill Evans. I was, pretty young.
Yeah.
And I think I listened to this for at least a month before I realized it was just a blues.
Right.
Like I couldn't hear. It was too advanced for me a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I transcribed it maybe a year or two later, and I still love this solo. It's great. It's great information for playing simply, adding complexity to a simple form.
Yes.
I love that.
Awesome. And that's another one that, I mean, look, we've got some on here, like Now's the Time, that Matrix solo, Actual Proof. Like, these are like heavy transcribed in references, but for a good reason.
For sure.
For a good reason. Okay, for our last one, until we get to our bonus, I got a good bonus one. I'm gonna throw
sweet.
At you there.
All right.
But for our last official one, number 7, I'm going to go a little bit unusual here, but super influential for me, and that's Thelonious Monk's I'm Confessing That I Love You. And I think this is from Solo Monk, I believe.
Yep.
Columbia. And this, I learned a couple of, this one I did learn all the way through, and like, it's interesting. Like, I got a real concept about playing stride, actually, from this. And this was kind of a good entry point for me to, like, I don't know, I kind of got in my mind that I needed to learn stride. It turns out maybe I didn't use it as much as I thought. But
okay.
I did, and the way that he played this, and to play like a standard in a really quirky, like interesting, swinging, grooving, like, and like to try to learn, I really focused in on trying to get those sound of the instrument that Monk got that was so individual and figure out what technique he was doing. Like, that's a big part of transcribing this kind of thing. And also, I remember it was influential on me. This is when I started realizing that we don't need to use a whole bunch of notes and voicings to make them, if you choose the right ones, to make them sound full. He did very little doubling. And so whenever I try to figure out a chord, like in the left hand or a two-handed voicing, I'd always start with too many notes and then kind of break it down to less,
I love that, man.
Yeah.
And that's a great solo, too.
It is.
So before we do our bonus one, don't forget to go to openstudiojazz.com.
Yes, sir.
You know what I was working on today was that course, Keys to Jazz Piano.
Ooh.
It's live now.
Ooh.
We migrated it over.
Get on
Jeffrey
that.
Keyser's course. He recorded it himself and on his home piano, and we've kind of enhanced it a little bit. But speaking of like learning things from the masters, he has some great stuff about like block chords from different styles, some stuff on Phineas Newborn. I mean, like really, really hip stuff. Like
You did some transcribing on that, as I recall.
I did quite a bit of transcribing on that one. It was great.
Yeah.
So go check that out, openstudiojazz.com. We have all our piano courses up right now. Check out Keys to Jazz Piano. Tons of great information, like tons of great information.
Oh, and all new pricing on almost everything. All new lower pricing. We didn't raise the price on anything, and we lowered the price on a bunch of things. I don't know why. I know why, because turns out they like cheaper.
No.
No, but I mean, we're kind of starting to get to the point where everybody's always like, your courses are expensive. I'm like, yeah, we got Jeff Keyser. We don't have, Joe Blow from the Wiki room at the Ramada in North.
Yeah, we got Diane Reeves.
Yeah, we got we got the A-team,
That's right.
But we are really working very hard to make this as affordable, as fast as possible, to make the platform. I mean, this stuff costs money to do.
We are going next level, though.
We're going next level. So we want you to join us and become part of the Open Studio movement up in here.
That's right.
Okay, so for the bonus, what I was thinking of was, I don't know how I forgot this when I came up with the other. I mean, they're all influential. But this is Miles Davis solo and Thelonious Monk solo, both of which I learned on Bag's Groove.
Nice.
These were I think the Miles solo especially was so important. And I learned the bass line too. I think it's Percy Heath. I remember writing out. That's kind of how I learned to walk.
Man, you did the whole thing.
I know. I should have. But I mean, it's very simple and easy to hear. I even tried to do take two because I had like an LP with take two on it, but then I kind of got confused between take one and take two. But I mean, I learned so much about just simple swinging lines from Miles on there. It's such a quirky period for him. I think I love that early kind of Miles period. Very I don't know, man. It's just exciting to me, but I learned a lot. And then Monk's solo. Monk's not comping behind Miles because Miles didn't want him to comp, apparently. Monk plays this great really simple, easy to learn.
Nice.
Not easy to play as good as Monk, but easy to learn. So that's my little bonus, bruh.
Love it, man. Well,
and one secondary bonus is the bonus Jonas from the Jonas Brothers. No, we're going to stay away from transcribing.
Okay, buddy.
All right. Well, till tomorrow.
You'll hear it.